Hi folks, Greeno here, out and about again. Where am I today? Well, I've come down to Swanage, down by the seafront in Dorset. It's a chilly old morning, but it's nice and sunny, and I enjoy the seaside on days like this. Not so many tourists around as in the summer. You can have a nice stroll, listen to the sound of the sea. It's very relaxing, but I'm also peckish. So I'm here early in the morning, which is why it's still so cold, and I've come to try a breakfast just there. Can you see? The Italian bakery. Now this is one of two outlets that this Italian bakery has. One is here in Swanage, one's about 7 or 8 miles up the road in a town called Wareham. But this one actually has a cafe in, and they serve breakfasts and lunches and all that sort of stuff. So I'm expecting their baked goods to be spectacular. Let's get inside and find out, shall we? Okay, so I've come in and I am seated. Menu here on the table. Got myself a nice little booth seat here. There's a lot of different breakfast and brunch options. Many of them featuring the baked products that are obviously baked on site here. There's a full English breakfast. There's a veggie option. There's bacon and sausage baps and sandwiches. You can get a tea cake, shakshuka, which I'm going to be trying today, and avocado on toast. You can get omelettes. And then there's all sorts of things available during the day. Ciabattas and toasties and pasties and cakes and all sorts, so all those kind of really nice baked goodies. So what am I going to go for? Well, like I said, I am going to take the shakshuka. That is baked egg in a chunky tomato bell pepper sauce served with sourdough bread. That sounds pretty good to me. I've also gone with a sausage sandwich, which I'm having on some kind of country bread. I'm guessing it's going to be brown. And I've gone for a tea cake as well, which I'm going to have with some jam. Flat white. Now, normally with a breakfast, I like a cup of tea. That's if it's a full English breakfast, though. But with this, yeah, it's an Italian bakery, isn't it? You've got to go for a coffee, haven't you? That's what the Italians would do. So we're going to go for a flat white today. Really looking forward to this. The bakery, all the baked products that I can see here, the bread and the cakes and the pastries and whatever, just look spectacular. Really, really nice. So, yeah, I've got to say, I'm really looking forward to this. Now, this place has a really good reputation for their baked goods. I think it was 2 years ago, they were named as one of the top 49, why it's the top 49, not top 50, I don't know, but the top 49 bakeries in the whole of the UK by the Sunday Times. So that's quite the accolade, isn't it? There's a lot of artisan bakers around, and if the Times are valuing it as one of the top 49 in the country, you know it's going to be good. So I'm really looking forward to trying their bread, certainly. So the first things I've been brought over are my flat white, which looks very, very nicely made, and the toasted tea cake. Now normally I wouldn't go for the sweet thing first when I've got savoury stuff coming, but seeing as it's here and nice and warm, we will give that a try. So it's been split in half. It's a very good sized one and been nicely toasted, much better than that toast I had at Denny's recently, that's for sure. A couple of little pats of butter here. Now this tea cake's just £3, which I think in a cafe is more than fair, isn't it? So, we'll get the butter on there. We'll go with the bottom bit. It'll be a little easier to eat. It's not quite so thick. There we go. And it's full of currants, raisins, that sort of thing. Look how stuffed that is. And it's a nice thick piece. Top similarly. Again, you can see the nice coloration on there. And I've got jam with this, so we've got strawberry jam here. Just one pot, but I think that'll be enough. Don't need to go mad with it, do we? What I'll do is I'll try one of these now, and then save the other one for a bit of a pudding at the end of the breakfast, shall I? That'd be a good idea, I reckon. There we go. So that's looking very, very nice. Move the coffee out of the way a little bit for now. Give it a try. That's really good. It's got just the right amount of chew to it, if you know what I mean. You can see the sort of cross section of it here. It's beautifully toasted on the outside, really is. Nice and warm. And you've got that sort of sweetness in there from the sultanas. Another layer of sweetness from that jam on the top. That is really high quality, that really is. Let's move on to this coffee now. So it's really nice and hot, it's freshly made. They've got a very nice looking coffee machine in here. Yeah, it's a cold day outside, as I've mentioned, so nice to warm the hands up a little bit. I like that, nice and strong.
How you doing?
It's a perfect kind of morning coffee. You don't want anything too milky, you want something with a little bit of a kick, don't you? Something that's going to wake you up into the day. And that's doing it just right. So yeah, just going to sit back. It's nice and relaxing in here, there's a few people in. This place is normally really busy. I've tried to come here a couple of times before and not been able to get in. Hence coming down basically on a winter's day, dead early in the morning to make sure I can get a table. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm really, really peckish. And I know this is just going to be great. I just know it. I can feel it. Fingers crossed. Come on, please. Okay, my 2 breakfast dishes have arrived. The smell coming off that shakshuka is something else, let me tell you. Come in and have a closer look, folks. Well, it looks like I've got a right feast ahead of me here, doesn't it? The sausage sandwich, just a simple thing. Sausages in some nice brown bread. You know me, we're going to go with some brown sauce on there. Got to be done, hasn't it? So just open that up. Obviously buttered bread. We'll squeeze a little bit of the old brown sauce on the top there. There we go. Get the lid back on the sandwich. The sausages look really nice quality. They're obviously butcher's sausages. Again, take a little look in here. Got some herb or some pepper running through them. Let's try it by itself first. Wow. That is a very, very meaty sausage. That's delicious. Right, let's see how it goes with the brown sauce and this lovely, soft brown bread. Let's go for it. That's incredible. Not the biggest sandwich in the world. I think it's cost me £5.50 though, so it's not a huge amount of money. But what it has got is quality throughout. There's a real pepperiness in that sausage, like a really good Cumberland sausage, but it's properly meaty. It's got a really intense meaty flavour. The bread is so fresh. I mean, it's just soft like a pillow. That is amazing. Sometimes, for breakfast, the simplest things are the best, aren't they? Wow. That is just outrageous. I mean, can you see how spongy this bread is? If I hold it up closer, look. Obviously freshly baked, and I'm here first thing in the morning, so it's not going to get any fresher than this. As sausage sandwiches go, that is crazy good. Now this shakshuka is served in this lovely little bowl with a funny little handle, and you can see inside here we've got all those herbs on the top. It gives it a lovely fresh smell. God, yeah. Just a mixture of herbs. There's some mint in there, I think. There's a bit of coriander in there. So inside here, we've got like a tomato and pepper kind of stew, and there'll be baked eggs inside there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you in here and see if we can have a look at the eggs. Okay, so part of the challenge here is going to be actually finding the eggs to cut it open and showing you. And there we go, look at that. There's the egg there. This is a baked egg, so it is likely that the yolk is going to be a little firmer, and it is. It's very hard to judge them to be able to get there. Is there only one egg in there? I think there's only one egg. But in this situation, it doesn't really matter quite so much that the yolk isn't runny, because you don't necessarily want it to run into all of this stew anyway. So I'm happy enough with that. So what I am going to do is just add a little bit of pepper to this, just onto the egg there. I do like a bit of pepper on my eggs. And I'm going to show you this bread we got here. So this is just a white bread, kind of like a sourdough. And again, you can see how fresh and springy that is. I mean, that's just great, isn't it? More butter with that. Butter everywhere. James Martin would be happy, wouldn't he? So I am going to butter up one of these slices of bread, because then we can sort of dip as we go along, can't we? There we go. So just a light buttering. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Now, do I go for this with a fork or a spoon? I think I'm going to go with a spoon. They have provided me with one, so that seems like the sensible option, doesn't it? So I'm going to first of all try this tomato and pepper kind of stew mix. As you can see there on the spoon, it's quite rustic. Got chopped up bits of tomato in there. Really nice and warm. The bowl that it's in, let me put this bread down a second. The bowl it's in is keeping it nice and warm. That's very good. Bear with me 1 second though, I'm just going to change this camera angle because someone's just come and sat behind me. Let's respect their privacy a little bit, shall we? There we go, that's better. It's only fair, isn't it? Anyway, a little bit more of the coffee. Oh, that is really nice. And let's get back to this beautiful little stew. So as I was saying, it's quite rustic. See big lumps of the vegetables in there. Got a nice little kick to it as well. There's like a depth of flavour, and then the freshness of those herbs just brings everything back. It's heady with garlic. It really is a tasty little thing. So let's get some of the egg and put that all together with it. And that's kind of what you're supposed to do, really, isn't it? We've got a bit of everything on the spoon here. That's so good. I'm trying to work out what else is in here. I think it might be a bit of celery in there. There's onion in there, of course, with the tomatoes and the peppers, and some kind of Middle Eastern spicing. That's really good. We'll try this bread on its own first, because it just looks so inviting. I am a sucker for good bread. And this is really good bread. The middle part here, again, it's just got a little bit of chew to it, as it is a sourdough loaf. The outside, the crust here, isn't hard, but it just has that little crisp as you bite into it. And that familiar kind of sourdough chew. That's so nice with the butter on, but I don't think I want to put it with the butter on into the stew. I don't really want to get that additional oil into there. What I am going to do is just dip some of this bread in here, mix it all around, let all those juices soak into the bread. And there we go, and give that a try. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to come down here and try different things that weren't a regular breakfast. Obviously, quite often I'll do a full English breakfast in a little independent place. But I also want to see what else is out there. Trying a few different things. This has got to be healthier than a full English. You've got a little bit of protein from the egg. You've got all these veggies in there. Wow. And it's a taste sensation. It really is. It is a great breakfast, brunch, even lunch dish, I would say. I shall definitely be looking out for this on more menus. It's delicious. You know what? In the interest of balance, second half of the sausage sandwich we are going to try with red sauce. I know a lot of people favour ketchup than brown sauce, so we'll see how that is. There we go. Let's give it a try. It's still good. Ketchup just misses the intensity of flavour that brown sauce has. I can see why people like it. It has a little sweetness, but it kind of gets lost, particularly against something like this where you've got quite a robust flavour in the sausages, nice and peppery. The ketchup just isn't adding to the flavour or marrying with the flavours as well as the brown sauce does. Still blooming good though. Running, guys. Oh, what a breakfast that was. Absolutely spectacular. I've come down onto the beach now, right by the sea. I'm going to be having a nice long stroll along here, walk that breakfast off a bit. But by golly, it was good. The coffee, to start with, was delicious. And that little tea cake I had, well, I say little, it was quite a big tea cake, wasn't it? With the butter and the jam on. Oh, spot on, absolutely spot on. Then they brought out the savoury things. The sausage sandwich, particularly with the brown sauce, was great. The bread's so fresh. The sausages, proper butcher's sausages, lovely and meaty. Oh, nothing not to like about that. And the shakshuka, what an absolute treat that was. How you get such depth of flavour into basically just a tomato and pepper and onion kind of stew. Clever use of spicing, heady with garlic. The only minor, tiny little criticism, I'd have liked that egg cooked a little bit less, but it's really hard to do if you're baking the egg, not poaching it or something like that. You're basically putting it in that stew, putting it into the oven, and you hope for the best. So if that could have been a tiny bit less, that would have been perfect. Not runny, but just a little softer. The bread that went with that as well, absolutely spot on. Wow. I mean, do I forgive them the egg cookery because it's a really hard thing to do? I think I might. It's not enough to take any points away. It's a definite 5 out of 5 from me. The Italian bakery, cafe here in Swanage. Like I say, full range of baked goods there as well. Lovely, lovely breads. They got a shop in Wareham. They also apparently have a market stall, which goes around various different towns around Dorset, Swanage, Wareham, Blandford, Dorchester, I think. So you can pick up your baked goods from them there as well. And why wouldn't you? Absolutely delicious. So, the question is, well, the question's answering itself, isn't it? Does it get Greeno's green light? One of the easiest green lights I've ever given, I think. Absolutely delicious. Get yourself down here. If you're in Swanage, there's a Greggs round the corner from it. Don't go there. Get yourself into the Italian bakery. You'll have to get here early though, because by the time I left, pretty much every table was full. And like I say, this is a midweek morning. It's cold, it's winter. It's really popular, and I can see why. Okay then guys, so if you've enjoyed this look at the Italian bakery cafe down here in Swanage, don't forget, click a thumbs up on there for me. It does help with the channel. And if you're new around here and you've enjoyed this video, there's loads of more videos than this. There's about 250, I think, in the vault. So knock yourself out, go through the back catalogue and see what you find. Right, where am I off to now? Well, first off, I'm off for a big long walk along this beach. But where's the next video going to be? You'll have to stay tuned to the channel to find out. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.